there, Stampers. This is Sandy McManus with needsaribbon.com, and I'm coming to you live from my backyard today, and you can probably will hear the katydids and all the other outdoor stuff kind of going crazy today. Hey, Jenny. And I just want to kind of give a little talk today. Something that kind of, our group had it was once in 3 years. We had a meeting, an upline meeting on Saturday, and someone gave a talk about sending cards. She had a very personal reason for wanting to send a card and encouraged us to, her story to share, but I will summarize it by saying, send your cards now. Don't wait until it's too late. So what I want to talk about is today, myself, hey Janelle, is going to be, I don't have my stand or anything out here, and it's hotter than heck out here. These are, I'm trying to get my visuals ready, 15 envelopes. That's how many cards I plan to send today. And why I'm getting a campaign on this, I feel very strongly about two things in life outside of my family, and that is scrapbooking, memories of my family, and sending cards. And let me give you a brief history of my relationship to cards. It hasn't all been about Stampin' Up. When I was a little kid, even going back to like 5-6 years old, in my free time, I made a lot of handmade cards. Of course, they were silly crayon drawings and stuff like that out of whatever paper I could find, construction paper probably, and I would send them to people that I knew and loved, my godmother, neighbors, whatever, to say that I'm thinking of them. And that was always very important to me. And advance a few years later, 8, 9, 10, my godmother, who I'm very, very close to, took me to a store, a little card shop that still exists over in South Minneapolis, around the lakes, and they had someone, Anita Beck handmade cards. This was someone who started making handmade cards as a business back then, and they all were neat, unique, and beautiful, and I became kind of obsessed with getting those. So you kind of see how this card thing kind of built a little bit. Fast forward to when my kids were, how old were they? 5 and 7 when I finally joined Stampin' Up 13 years ago. Anniversary's coming up. And I had been to a couple workshops of my uplines, and I finally made the decision to join, and I've talked about that if you've watched my lives. When we had the ink pad promotion like we did just this last July, you get a free set of ink pads when you joined, and that was the hook for me. That was finally the date. But part of why I joined, not only loved the products and the fact they coordinated and all that good stuff, but I sold my, as he says, you sold me on a bill of goods it would be cheaper for me to make the cards than to go out and buy them. That is actually true now when cards cost $4.97, $6.97. There's some insane price a piece. And they're just flat printed things usually. There's not much to them. But yeah, I talked him into, because we were sending a lot of cards. All of us, all 4 of us in our family, love sending cards for various reasons, just to say I'm thinking about you, someone has the flu, oh, I'm sorry you're sick, that kind of thing. And so for a number of years I became, obviously I spent a lot of time making a lot of cards in the course of my business, and I wasn't sending them. Yeah, big pause on that. I was not sending them. So why was I making all of them? So fast forward to about 4 years ago, I think it was, somewhere in that time frame, we would sit down once a month, the 4 of us, and figure out what cards, what birthdays, what celebrations, whatever needed to be sent, and I would make my kids sign them. Well, then I started having a lot of knee problems and things got off course again. We started getting back on track, and last winter I got off course again. It happens, life happens, but in July I sent out, I think 50, yeah, it was about 52 cards. I got back on track. I actually went back, and the birthdays that I'd missed for a few months, I actually sent them, and people were laughing going, yeah, it's late, but you know what? I still really liked getting that handmade greeting. So that's what I'm saying to you. Even if their birthday was a few months ago, who doesn't love getting happy mail? Who doesn't love getting something that says, I truly am thinking of you because I made this? There's just nothing, it's just such a heartfelt thing. And I feel the same way. You know, as silly as it is, even when I get like the printed card at Christmas from the electric company or whatever, you know, it still feels good. It just says, I'm thinking about you. But what we do as card makers is even more personal. So that's kind of my little speech is please, please, please take some time to send someone a card. Even if you don't have time to make it, how about this? Just print something, some silly picture off the internet onto a piece of paper. Write a handmade greeting. I encourage that. I'm big on writing handmade greetings inside. Yeah, the stamped greetings are great. I like to be a little more personal in that, and that again goes way back to my childhood. That's just who I am. My mom hated it when I gave her cards that didn't have like a greeting filled out and you just, you know, she could write love Muriel or whatever. I'm like, you know what, Mom? It's more personal. Take a few minutes and just say, I'm thinking of you. That's all you have to do. 3, 4 simple words, you know, something like that. Or I'm so sorry, or whatever, and your name. It just means so much and can make such a difference in someone's day. And so here are some hashtags, and it's going to show up backwards. I know that. But take someone's day, take a moment to make a difference in someone's day. And you are going to feel so good about it yourself. Send a card. We're all making them. If you're watching this, chances are you're a card maker or should be a card maker. If you do, take a picture of it. You don't even have to take a picture of the card. Take a picture of the envelope. And use the hashtag, make a card, send a card. Mail a card Monday. I'm bringing birthdays back. That was one that someone at Stampin' Up! Started, that one. Make a difference. Or handmade, I can't read it backwards. And I wrote this, handmade greeting card. You know, you come up with another hashtag, but let's get the word spread. Let's get a movement going, because I think we all have lost track of that personal touch. I mean, it's one thing to pop on a Facebook and say, you know, like something or make a short comment. It just gets lost in all the messages we're all receiving every day. This is one way to make a difference. So I'm going to be pulling from this giant bag of cards that I have made or I've gotten in a card exchange. This is just from from 2017 to early 2018. The bag weighs a lot, so I'm going to set it down. But I'm going to send out 15 cards tonight, and I will take a picture as I mail them, just so you know, to make myself accountable. And I encourage you to do the same. Let's get a movement going. Let's get this going again. And this isn't about my business. This isn't about me making money or anything. This is truly just about putting that personal touch back into your message, into making a difference in someone. Just saying hello, something like that. Just saying I care. I'm here for you. Whatever it is that needs to be done, I encourage you to do so. So let me bring back my backwards sheet. And let's make a difference. Let's do something. So my new Live at 5s are now called Let's Make Something. Today, let's make a difference. I thank you very much for tuning in, and stay tuned for later tonight when I get those cards filled out and get them dropped in the mail. And it keeps the postal people happy too, because it gives them something to do. So, you know, there's that too. I went through a lot of stamps in, I had to go back twice for more stamps in July because I kept sending out more cards. So thanks for tuning in, you guys. And for those that watch it later, make a difference in someone's life today, even if it's a family member. So they live at your address. Send them a card. They'll be thrilled. Bye.